I'm Rico Bottle. This is 18th Avenue Podcast. Coming up on today's program, another drive-by shooting right here in the city of Calgary. I can't tell you how frustrated I am. We talked to Arthur, who live on the street where the event took place.
People were saying it was a drive-by shooting.
All that and more when we return. And later on the program, don't go anywhere. Later on in the program, we'll go across the province. We'll talk to a dear friend of mine, Phil, who reside in Vancouver, British Columbia.
The seawall in Vancouver is crazy. So people are riding their bikes.
And he basically walked us through how people are coping with the situation there. Now, I also realized that this is, this has been going on for like 3 weeks, almost a month for some of us, and people are super bored at this point. I've run out of options of things to do, but all that and more when we return. Welcome back. Now, before I get this program started, allow me to read something from SAG, a guru, an Indian yogi, and author. A few weeks ago on Twitter, he wrote that coronavirus doesn't want to kill us. The internet went crazy and thought he was out of his mind and made memes out of it, which is it's almost expected now to have that kind of energy when we live in the world that we live in today. In a recent program, he was asked to clarify his position on what he meant by that. Now, he goes on to explain that animal has lived with viruses such as coronaviruses for years and it didn't kill them. He goes on to say that if human beings have strong immune system, then we too can coexist with this virus and it wouldn't bring us to our demise. He makes a valid point. Viruses and diseases have been around for as long as brothel houses has been around, and I don't honestly see them going away anytime soon. Now, this virus has a 1% chance of killing you. Anyway, let's go now to Arthur remotely. Hey, man. So how's it going over there? Sorry for a little bit of delay there. How are you doing, man?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah?
Same old.
Yeah,
Switched my gym.
Yeah. I haven't seen you at the gym for a while.
Yeah, I switched to Anytime Fitness when my workout partner switched, and then now we don't talk anymore. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
Do you still work out there?
Oh, yeah. Actually, there's a newer facility now.
Oh.
Yeah, they built a newer facility. It's about, a little bit more, but it's worth it because it's bigger, it's larger, it has more equipment, more facility, it has a washroom. It has a washroom. I'm pretty excited about that. So,
Where's that?
it's just Sunridge.
Oh.
Yeah, so when you go
Okay.
to Sunridge Mall, just on the back of it, yeah, they have it there.
Is that gym still open?
It's just recently open.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it recently opened about just the beginning of this year, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
Yeah. So tell me what's going on? What's going on? Because I seen you share some information there about a situation that's going on in the neighborhood. Tell me about that.
I'm not quite sure. I was just walking home from a stroll around the neighborhood, and I saw a whole bunch of police cars with police out of their police cars and their guns drawn.
Hmm.
So I tried to walk home, but the police told me I couldn't. They yelled at me.
Wow. So did you have to how long were you outside of your home for? Did you have to wait for them to finish what they were doing before you could continue, or how did that work out?
Yeah, so I ran into another housemate, and we went to Safeway, and we sat down. We had a coffee, and we waited about half an hour, and then as soon as the police chopper left, and we didn't hear it, I walked over, and I guess they got the guy. And then there was an article on the CBC, and people were saying it was a drive-by shooting. So, yeah, after that I got back.
Was that a recent drive-by shooting, or?
I think it happened around 4:20, something like that, because I got there around maybe 4:30, and people said they just heard shots were fired, like 10, 15, something like that.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. It's so sad. One of the reason I actually, I've been here for about almost 5 years now. And one of the reason I actually started, I wanted to start this podcast was to be able to talk about some of the issues that's going on in the community in terms of the violence, gun violence, the murder rate, and different things like that. And it just seems like it is never ending, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it's actually gone up. I've noticed gunshots pretty frequently these days. Actually, I heard some a couple days ago too.
No way.
Yeah, and then I think around New Year's there was a stabbing like a block away, and there's a blood trail all the way to like the Circle K. That was also in the news too.
Yeah, I heard about that, but I wasn't sure what community that actually took place in. And then there was
Yeah,
a
that was one street down from where I live. I live
that's
on 14th Ave and 7th Street, and that was I think 14th and 8th or something. It was in that area. There's like a big blood trail from what I read.
that is crazy. So what do you think this is all coming from? Is there a lot of youths around there? Like what is going on? What's the demographic like for the most part?
Yeah, I'd say there's a lot of youth. There's also the drug rehabilitation place by Sheldon Jr.,
Okay,
and that often has a big police presence.
right,
Plus, I think a lot of people are getting laid off or they don't have much money,
right.
and that probably doesn't make things better.
Man, I'm so sorry to hear because when I seen that, I was like, with everything that's currently happening now in the world, I mean, the last thing people want to be worried about is where the bullet is coming from, and the public want to worry about. I mean, that's the last thing I want to worry about. I don't want to have to worry about watching my back because somebody's going to pull up and start a drive-by.
Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty shocking when it's in your neighborhood.
How long have you lived in that neighborhood?
Uh, just over like 4.5 years, I guess.
Okay, so you've been here for a while. Is this the first place?
Yeah.
Were you born here, by the way, or like?
Oh, I'm from Ontario.
Okay, where about in Ontario?
Uh, well, Waterloo is the school where uh, Waterloo is where I went to school. I kind of lived there after.
Okay,
Then I
okay.
came here.
So how are you coping with this COVID-19 business? How is that? What are you doing to stay away? Like, I know you went for a run this morning or went for a walk. Like, how are you? Are you concerned at this point, or you're feeling pretty confident?
I'm a bit concerned, but due to the nature of my job, I know I'll probably get exposed anyway. But yeah, I'm trying to, practice social distancing, and I'm not hanging out in big crowds and stuff like that. But I think for my age range, there's a low risk of death. It's just people just get really sick.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to stay away from people so I don't spread it if I get it.
Yeah, and I think that's what concerns me the most, really. It's um, just not knowing if I'm a carrier or if like the next person I talk to is a carrier, you know.
Yeah,
And when
good
you,
point.
yeah, it's worrisome actually from either way you look at it. Really, it's you never think that in our time we will experience something like this. Really,
Yeah, that's right. It's like they're comparing it to the Spanish flu, which was a while back, right?
yeah, yeah.
Pretty scary, actually.
Oh no, it's super scary if they're comparing it to that because that was like 1919 or 1918 when the Spanish flu
Yeah, yeah.
broke out, and yeah, that was devastating. Actually, it's interesting because I was watching a documentary on that just a couple of days ago, and it started somewhere in the States. I forgot the name of the city now, but it started on this farmland, and how it got spread was during that time people were at the time they were just recruiting. The World War, I think a World War One or World War Two that was happening at the time. I'm not sure, but they would just recruit people and get them in the force. So at around that time, uh, the way the economy was, everything was so bad. Like people just needed to figure out a way to get ends meet. So a lot of young people joined the army. And so coming from that particular area, having to move around all the time and commuting, going all over the place, was how the Spanish flu primarily got spread around, and it went to everywhere in the world, Germany and Africa, wherever you could think of, nowhere was safe. And yeah, people just died. It's horrible.
Hmm. Yeah, pretty bad. I didn't know that's how it spread, though. That's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's probably why like they kind of taking this precaution method now to say people should just kind of stay where they are and try not to move around too much. I think they're getting a little bit. Do you feel like they're being a little bit lenient at this point? Because the other day I went downtown and there were like people everywhere. I was shocked. I thought I was going to be the only person downtown. I was super
Oh
shocked.
yeah, definitely, that's true. Yeah, people are saying that. Like I think I read on Saturday, like downtown Canmore was packed, and also some of the popular hiking places are packed too. So
Yeah,
I read that the provincial government is thinking of imposing some pretty stiff fines. I guess probably the city too,
yeah,
if people keep doing that.
yeah. It's crazy. I think they decided on the amount. I think it's like $1,000 or something, but I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know if
yeah,
that's
I
going to
think I read
deter
that too.
people.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Some people just don't seem to care.
No, because I mean, you look at it, drinking and driving, it's bad, right? You could really lose your license, kill somebody, whatever, go to jail, spend the rest of your life in jail, but people still do it. You know what I mean? So it's like a thousand
Yeah,
dollars a fine for something like this, where a lot of people just feel like, okay, cool, especially for like the younger people, and the mentality is where it's like, oh well, I'm young, I'm healthy. If I'm going to get it,
yeah,
I'm going to
exactly.
get it anyway. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die. So I mean, like, I'm pretty sure they're not thinking about $1,000 fine to really keep them away from doing the things they want to do. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, some people don't think about others they may affect. They just think about themselves, or maybe they don't think about it at all. I'm not sure.
yeah, yeah. That's really weird. That's really weird and strange. So what are you doing in terms of like keeping yourself busy and activities and because I mean you got to stay home now. Like what are you doing for activity?
Uh, Mostly just reading, watching stuff on YouTube.
Okay.
Uh, my job is still going on, so I do that during the weekdays and into the nights, and then
Okay. And what do
I
you
get a
do for
few
work?
random. I work at UPS and I handle packages.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's kind of an essential service because it's dealing with people's mail and packages. So
Absolutely.
it's still going on now, but I I wouldn't be surprised if someone gets it in there eventually because people handle so many packages and meet so many people.
Yeah. Speaking of that too, which get me worried. Like I had to make a run this morning to Walmart. And while I'm there, I seen like few people. It wasn't a lot of people. What I was like early this morning, and later on, by the time I was done my run and on my way back, I seen more people. But I was just thinking like people can just walk in and out of Walmart at any time. You don't know who is who. There's some people coughing. You don't know what kind of cough they have. You're not a doctor. You're not sure. Like these people are walking in the aisle. They're touching everything. They're coughing on everything. And it's just like, do you think we could have perhaps like a better method, when it comes to like the grocery stores, especially in terms of being able to just have the confidence that okay, well, maybe there's a way we can get our food without being contaminated. Maybe like an online service or something. Why don't we just like order things online? Um,
Actually, a lot of people are doing that
okay,
from Costco. Yeah.
okay. So they're ordering online, and how does it work for delivery? Do they go there and pick it up, or they just go in the parking lot and somebody put it in the vehicle?
I think there's a bit of both. I think some big companies deliver it to your place, and others, yeah, you might go pick it up there. I think both are true. I think my friend does that with Costco or maybe Walmart. You just go and they have it there for you.
This is just the first month we're really trying to figure this thing out. Think about next month and the month after that and the month after that. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's pretty contagious.
I don't know, man. It's pretty scary time. But Arthur, we need to get together when all this is said and done. I know you saw me last time. I didn't even see you. Uh, yeah, but we should definitely get together and probably go out, get a bite, or just get coffee, have a conversation face to face or something like that. Cause I don't think I've seen you for like a long time aside from like the whole social
Yeah,
media
it's been
thing.
a couple of years since I saw you at the gym, other than the time I saw you at that recent Glow Festival. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. We should get together.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. Well, I mean, I've always had your number. It's just like I just never, there was never really a point to call it. But now that we're establishing this relationship now going forward, if we do survive coronavirus, yeah, well, that's something to look forward to and celebrate, eh?
Sure. Yeah, sounds good, man.
All right, but I want to thank you so much, man, for coming in on the show, and thank you so much. And I'm sure your story, hopefully, it will inspire a few people to kind of look at things like differently. Any last words before I let you go?
Practice social distancing. Think about others.
Environmentalists must be super excited right now. They're probably celebrating in ways I can't even describe here on this channel because today in China you can see the cloud. The sky is jet blue, amazing. Who would have thought that something like this will bring out this sort of energy? The whole world is shut down, and here we are. We've been fighting for the environment, and finally the environment has a chance to strive and blossom once again. Let's now go to Phil out in Vancouver, British Columbia. Oh snap! It's ringing.
Yo, E, what's up?
Yo, P. First of all, let you know right now, man. I'm doing like a citizen-wide calling here for the next podcast show. So just to let you
Okay.
know, you are right now on the podcast, and welcome to the show, baby. How you doing,
All right,
man?
all right. I'm good, man. I'm actually out at the grocery store, which is probably not a good thing to be saying on the
Oh.
air. But
What- if you gotta eat,
How you
you gotta.
doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm concerned. I'm worried. I'm like, what is going
I
on,
know,
bro?
man. I know, man. I've been kind of like in isolation for the last week.
Yeah.
Lucky enough to meet a beautiful woman who wants to spend some time with me. So I'm lucky enough to have a partner in isolation, which is awesome.
I like that.
Yeah, man.
That's
Yeah.
that's what you need, though, eh? That's
It
beautiful
is,
right
man.
there.
We're chatting about it like if I was alone right now. It'd be really kind of scary. So
Oh,
like that's
super
the
scary.
comfort.
Yeah. That's
So we're on a podcast right now.
Yeah, you're on the podcast, man. You're on the show right now. You're on the show right now. Yeah, man. Yeah, but so you're at the grocery store. Yeah, I also spent like, oh man, I spent like just days. I went out for the first time like 2 days ago, and I was like, okay, cool. You know what? I'm probably going to be the only person out there, and I went out just to do some video work and time lapse, whatever, because I wanted to capture the isolated city, because on the news I seen like there was nobody anywhere, so I'm like, this is cool, and I go out there, to my surprise, there's people everywhere.
Man, yeah, the seawall in Vancouver is crazy. So people are riding their bikes, rollerblading, running. It was packed the last couple of days.
It's nuts.
There's actually an article on the news about it today,
Yeah.
telling everybody to have some more respect for the social distancing. But it's beautiful here, so everyone's stuck inside. No one's working. It's hard to keep everybody penned up in their apartments, man.
I know. Do you think like, because I heard the mayor talk today, he wasn't very impressed at all. I think they're going to start bringing in some like pretty steep laws very soon, or bringing in the military, applying martial law or something, because...
Well, they're something to start finding people when they see them out not respecting social distancing. So, $1,000 or $7,000 for businesses.
Good.
Yeah, so I think things need to step up. It's definitely a weird time. The whole world shut down, man.
The whole world is shut down. I think we should take it a little seriously, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm living one of those movies like Deep Impact or something, where like it's
something is going to be made a movie of this for sure.
Oh, I'm sure somebody's sitting there. 10 people are sitting around right now writing a script for this thing, coronavirus, real life, like it happened.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah,
man.
A lot of people.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
How's everything with you, man? How are you maintaining?
You know what? Things are like really good. I've been able to, just chat with the family regularly, really, because I have nothing else to do. I'm just home. So, yeah, I chat with the family regularly, chatted with my sister. I haven't been able to chat with Anthony. Can't get a hold of him. Yeah. Well, no one can get a hold of him, really, so I hope he's doing all right.
Shit.
Yeah.
I still like that most of the time?
Huh?
Is that still like that most of the time? He's kind of hard to get a hold of, or when's the last time you chatted to him?
Oh man, no. It's rare. It's rare when I even talk to Anthony. In fact, Anthony would call you up when he needs you, kind of deal. So the last time he
Yeah,
called
yeah,
me
yeah.
up was like freaking years ago. I want to say two,
Dude,
3 years ago at least. Um,
wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah. When you called, but he knows the number. It's just he doesn't have a number, so you can't really reach
He
him
doesn't have a phone.
directly. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
You,
okay.
you, you can't you can't call him. So
Crazy.
that makes it super hard. So how
Yeah.
are your parents? How's everyone else coping with this?
Everyone's doing good, man. I just talked to mom and
Hmm.
dad yesterday.
Yeah.
I talked to Mike today,
Okay.
so he's still working on CMP stuff. He's out patrolling, doing his stuff,
Okay.
taking precautions. Mom's still working. She's essential service, obviously. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Ooh.
yeah, man, it's scary. I'm really scared for them. I mean, it's the vulnerable people that I get worried about.
Super vulnerable, man.
I'm not.
Super
If
vulnerable.
I get sick, I know it's not going to kill me probably,
Hmm.
but I know people who I could pass it on to could probably get sick and die. So
Hmm.
that's a scary thing.
Very scary.
But the city seems to be doing okay. People seem to be respecting the rules here more today.
Okay.
But we'll see how it goes then. So we decided just to go for a walk out of the house a little bit. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we're now perusing through a grocery store,
Yeah.
looking for delicious treats.
Yeah. That's important. You need that.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. Are you a better chef now? Are you like cooking all
Oh,
the
I'm a way
time?
better chef.
Oh yeah?
You put me into shape. Yeah.
Oh, deep.
I'm
That's
chopping
nice.
a lot of garlic, bro.
A lot of garlic.
Chopping a lot of garlic.
What's with the
Yeah.
garlic? What's going on?
She likes garlic. I don't know. She likes garlic.
She likes garlic? That's bizarre. It's not often you meet a woman who like garlics.
So,
Typically they run away from
uh,
garlics.
yeah. No, she's not afraid of garlic, man.
Oh wow.
Not even a little bit. No. Yeah, so food's been great, man. We had lobsters and crabs and steaks.
Yeah.
We've been we've been going full forward, man.
That's pretty awesome. I'm just like
Yeah.
hey, you know what? She's definitely a winner then. Any woman who likes garlic and she's into it like that, that's wonderful. Are
Yep.
you now? Is this garlic thing? Did it just start recently? Because I'm hearing all types of home remedy and stuff like that. Like people in Iran are killing themselves, poisoning themselves and stuff because some people got them drinking all kinds of nonsense. They called it like the cure to coronavirus, but it really isn't. It's basically like
Oh,
poison,
shit.
and people are
People
falling
are
for that.
crazy, man.
Yeah, and people are saying, look, if you have a lot of garlic and you take this, you drink a lot of lime juice, whatever is going to prevent you from getting the coronavirus. So, but it got
A lot
nothing
of
to do with
scammers out
that.
there trying to take advantage of the stuff right now, too.
Yeah, that's super crazy. So, are you like still working? Do you have to go to work now, or are you
No,
kind of
man.
done?
Fully laid off. Our whole business has been laid off.
Okay.
And I'm applying for EI on tomorrow.
Okay.
I mean, no one really knows what to do, man. Like, no one's working, especially
Yeah.
in the industry I'm in currently.
Yeah.
There's just no money coming in, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's laid off. Everyone's got a part of the government. So the government with these, $89 billion plans to economically help are really needed, obviously. Most of Canada's not going to be working. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's
I don't know, man. I just hope it doesn't last too long. I hope it's a couple weeks and things clear up and get better. And I don't know. I'm just trying to stay positive, man.
You know what? We can be positive in all we want, but at the end of the day, we got to start looking at some of the data and the numbers that's going on. Like you look at Italy,
Yeah.
I'm sure they
Scary,
thought like,
man.
okay, this thing is going to blow over, especially when China was going through it.
Mm-hmm.
And now Italy is, they're in the middle of it, and
The worst one, yeah.
yeah, and this is overwhelming. It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do with this situation. I think just yesterday or 2 days ago, they brought in the military to take away bodies because they just don't have any more place
Yeah.
in the cemetery. They got to cremate that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, man.
that's a
And the
real
way their
shame.
family structure is set up is the families all live together. There's a lot of contact between old and young.
Right,
Sadly,
right,
that's
right.
not how it is in Canada, but it's actually a favorite rate at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Most old people live by themselves or in a home or whatever. Like, it's not family homes like it is over there.
Mm-hmm.
So that obviously hasn't helped the social structure.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, it's terrifying, man.
Yeah, no,
Certainly
for
is.
sure. For sure. Well, the best we can hope is that they make it through, and hopefully we learn from them, and we do a better job of protecting ourselves. Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right, my man P. So I wanted to call you up. I know this thing is like nerve wracking, but I think you handle yourself.
Well, yeah, just kind of I didn't expect to be in the podcast, so I'm happy to be in the podcast. Good to hear your voice, man. And we will do a real session. I kind of got sidetracked with everything, but
No,
we'll
for
jump
sure.
on for a full session, man.
Yeah. No, for sure. And we definitely got to do a real session like in person too. It'd be super sick.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
As soon
So,
as all this shit blows over,
yeah. So it's definitely.
figure it out.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But I'm gonna take off. It's good to hear from you, bro.
All right, B.
And, I will talk to you. I'll talk to you real soon.
Yeah, nice chatting with you, man. Yo, you take care and be safe.
You as well. Love you, bro. Take care.
Love you too. Bye. Welcome back to the show, guys. Now, for my conclusion today, look, whether or not you think you believe in coronavirus or not, look, keep safe because if there is one thing that we know about viruses is that they have no border. They will get you. They will get me. So make sure to wash your hands and stay at home. All right? I've seen people in my neighborhood at like 2, 3 in the morning walking around. I'm thinking, who are you, a ghost? What are you doing? Be sure to subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and till next time, remember, tune in every Wednesday for a new episode of 18th Avenue Podcast. We're doing our best to keep things up to date. Thank you so much. Till next time, peace.